this one time in real estate. You maybe are going to be hating on me after this because we are having some malfunctions, and there's an old saying. What's that old saying?
I actually don't know.
About a hater's going to hate?
Yeah. Hater's going to hate. I'm not going to hate on you, though.
You may. You kind of actually, even before this, you were actually kind of hating on me a little bit. Like, you think I know, I wish they could see this setup. You think I know what the heck's going on. We got headphones. We got some like microphone shield. Is that a spit shield or something?
I don't know.
We got this thing.
Yep.
We got a whole like power conditioner capacity. We got some headphone. So
iPad.
Yeah. But so you weren't really hating on me?
No, I was just like, let's get this figured out.
I felt like it a little bit.
Really? Were you stressed? No.
Yeah. Me and you were going to, actually, I care immensely about you, so I'm not going to go there. But if you were somebody I didn't care about, I would be like, look, but blankety blank. But anyway, all right. So we talked about this. So we've talked about imperfect consistency will outperform perfect inconsistency every day of the week, including Sundays. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I got 2 leads from my imperfect videos and other. $1.7 million seller and a $300,000 buyer have absolutely no reference point. Somehow they got on my content on Facebook through Facebook Messenger, and they want to buy a church.
Wow.
Okay? And it was really interesting. An old friend of mine that I haven't seen in years wants to buy a $1.7 million house from my content through Facebook Messenger. So the point is, number one, I believe that there's something about authenticity. Yeah. If you're not a great speaker, then why read something that makes you a fluid speaker that's not authentically who you are? But going back to this, you were told...
Yes, I got some feedback, which I love feedback. I take it all the time. I got told that they felt sorry for me because my low quality videos that I was posting, and that I should hire someone to... I guess like improve them. So it's okay. I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Mark did not like that feedback and said they were haters, which they are haters. So, but there's so many haters. I mean, man, like if you let haters get you, you're gonna.
So what drove that, do you believe? Do you believe that, and by the way, I get out of judgment into curiosity, but in this case, straight to judgment, sister. So were you told this out of feedback that would enhance your career and your videos? Or were you told it just because you were feeling good, look at that smile, and just to bring you down a little bit?
Yeah, I think, first of all, it's completely unsolicited. It wasn't like I was like, hey, what do you think about my videos I post? It was not at all solicited. So that's always fun. I'm sure people listening can relate to that. But I think probably it was to steal my joy a bit, as feedback sometimes can be, or unsolicited feedback. So it was unproductive. However, any feedback I receive now with where I'm at today, I will at least like digest, as Mark likes to say, and think, is there some opportunity here for improvement? Just because I get it a lot, and I like to take things, I don't know, I want to make sure that I'm not missing something, I guess. So maybe that's bad when haters are going to hate, because I shouldn't be doing that, but in most cases, I think it's valuable.
Here's a reference point I use. I use a reference point. 2 things. Number one of your most recent videos got, and ignore likes and comments, although you got some.
Yeah.
You got 778 plays. The person that wants the perfect video, that maybe does that every month, they maybe get 600, 500. But you're already on your 4th video, and by the way, your next video is already at 450, 500, so you're at 1,250, 1,300 combined. By the way, you're going to be at 2,600 in four videos. Well, that person may be at 500, 600. Imagine it's an amazing video and they get 1,000. You're still way ahead. There's also, I look at where it's coming from. And I'm not suggesting where it's coming from as to that person, but I look at who it's coming from and what they're doing versus somebody else. So John Cheplack is a perfect example. We learn from John.
Yeah.
Imperfect consistency will outperform perfect inconsistency every day of the week. Here's the thing. He has 26,000 followers. He makes millions of dollars from his content. He is the first to tell you it's not perfect. He takes his cell phone, and he actually just puts it in his face and puts out content. Or takes video mock-ups.
Yeah.
But it works. And so my only comment was, and I didn't know that we were even going to do a whole podcast on it, but the interesting thing is how you react to what you received, which, by the way, I commend you that you said, look, I'm always big on feedback. So, by the way, congratulations. I'm not always good on feedback. That same comments told to me, I would have used some, who are you to tell me? See, I look at the reference point, right?
Right.
But I congratulate you because you're open your mind to determine can I do better? Is there something? So let me ask you a question. What are you doing different?
Well, it's interesting because I like sports references and just reading about, how many at-bats does it take for someone to get really good at hitting, and then their batting averages, and really think about that. And I feel like these videos are my at-bats. And every time I film one, which I film one a week on Fridays, I feel as though I get a little bit better, a little more comfortable. So if nothing else, it's for something, because it's going to build on itself, and we're going to use these videos for other things now. And they're so I still think they're the right thing to do. And I think I've learned a ton along the way. And I think that they're preparing me for something bigger. But then also, funny enough, on Friday, I saw our new Facebook video for the first time, which is funny because I used to see our old one a long time, but I guess the algorithm, it didn't show this new one to me until Friday. And it has a lot of views. Like
9,000.
Yeah. And it's, in my opinion, the best, visual, if you've seen it, the what is it called? Not the clip, but the finger.
The thumbnail.
Yes. The thumbnail is really good. And you've been really good. Mark's very analytical, so he looks at that stuff, and he's been wanting to change those, but I just think our photographer did a great job of setting it up in the frame, and so everything is for something. So yes, will I probably hold the phone further away from my face next time? Probably. Will I make sure that my hand's not moving? Yeah. Do I typically use natural light? Yeah. I can make some adjustments. I think sound-wise, that was pretty good. So, but yeah, I'll make a few adjustments. But I think we're making huge progress, and that if we didn't do all of that, we wouldn't be where we are. So it's for something.
You know what? I love your stuff. I think your content is just so incredibly relatable. And I think here's the thing. If you touch 1, 2, 3, 5 people and they can relate to it, I think you've done your job. There's one other thing. The guy that the Army, maybe general, or the gentleman that makes his bed. What is that story?
How that basically he starts his day with wins, and so every morning when he makes his bed, he's starting out with a win, and then that carries forward throughout his day. And so basically he knows he's completed something, and then he moves on to the next thing. And that is so timely that you say that, because it is.
And that's what you're doing. You're starting your weekend with a win. I got that out of the way. By the way, you've also created a trend that if you don't do it, that's not always a good feeling, because then you feel guilty, or then you feel like, gosh, I'm missing something. But I've seen you do them out of town. I've seen you do them in your car at a different location. And I think the fact is, there is no doubt about it, you have credibility in my eyes because you continue to do it. I would have asked that person, what have you done for 1.5 years, year straight, once a week, and other than make somebody feel like shit. No, that's
Hopefully
not
not
good.
consistent.
But what have you done? So I look at it as you're a model of consistency. You're down the road when you speak to people about consistency. You can use that as a reference point. We talk about reference points. You have the Mount Talak reference point. You need to dig deep when you're not feeling great on an exercise. This is your, I can prove to you consistency. You can tell people to do something, but when you can tell somebody that you've done, how long is that?
I think it's going on like 2.5 years. Actually.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
So you probably have done 120, 130, whatever that number is. Ask somebody, what have you done for 120?
Well, and just one other interesting thing just for agents is part of this started because I also wanted our agents to do video. And so I was like, well, if I'm not doing video, how can I expect them to do video? And I wanted to get more comfortable. And it was very uncomfortable for me in the beginning. And I think, I don't even remember the conversation, but it was like, well, just do it. Like, don't keep thinking about it. Back in the day when we first started talking about this. And now, like, I think one of the most important things video does is that people feel like they know you. And I will, like, how many people are we friends with on Facebook that we don't really know very well? And then you happen to run into them, which happens all the time in St. Louis. I'm sure it happens everywhere, because just, like, big, small town. And people are like, oh my gosh, Sarah, like, they feel like they know me. So from an agent perspective, when you can do that and put it out there, it doesn't take much effort, honestly. And then you start planting those seeds with people, and then you need to do business, or they think that they need business with you. They think of you because they feel like they know you. It's actually really interesting.
Know you, like you, trust you. That's the objective. You know, it's funny when you were talking about, like, how uncomfortable you were to begin with. It is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But fast forward, even in my world, because I was thinking about when I started this journey of video and other. Now, I did some updates, but not the same kind of content.
Right.
And these reels and all that. And it's interesting how many people, I don't have it here, but I carry that big jug of water. It gets posted Monday. I go into yoga Tuesday. 2 people at 5:45 a.m. Where's your jug of water? And you're like, what? Like, you look at this, but it's a reference point. It's something we have in common that they think they know you. So it is an amazing. So, by the way, haters always going to hate. People are always going to bring you down. By the way, those are people that you probably don't want to be with on a consistent basis because you want to be around people that pick you up. Life in general. Turn on the news. That will bring you down.
Yeah.
Read apps about news. That will bring you down. The only choice you have is to surround yourself with people that are going to bring you up, whether it's your family, whether it's your significant other, your kids. Surround yourself with people that are going to bring you up and your life will be better.
Yeah, I love it.
You think so?
Yep.
Good. That's a
Good
wrap.
message.
Let's do it.